Hello nieces and hello nephews, it's your Uncle Charles here and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do unbiased price action analysis. And looks like SPY still managed to defend that critical 565 level. I mentioned in my last video we treated that level as a support for the first time, and yesterday on the 23rd, starting the week off, we did close a little higher. Wasn't much of a move intraday. You can see by the daily chart candle. That's a really low volatile candle right there. But we have to take a look at the context. We got the breakaway gap from the previous all-time high, turned previous all-time high into support. Now we're pushing higher, and you guys can see in the pre-market, we are once again gapping up. I mentioned to everybody that we would be bullish, or we should stay bullish above 565, and I'm going to stick with that. As of right now, though, I do have this sloping up trend line, this orange sloping up trend line here. Breakdown level is actually around 569.3-ish, okay, but SPY is above that, all right? I'll be watching as resistant. The next resistant level is at 571. That was actually around last Thursday's close. So I like to see that level clear so that we can possibly go retest all-time highs, which is the all-time highs, which is at 572.88. And if we want new all-time highs, that level is going to have to clear. I do have a critical level all the way up at 578. But for that level to even be tested, 569.3 must hold, okay? 571 must clear and 572.88 clear. If those levels clear, guys, the bullishness continues. I am still going to be overall bullish above 565, but there's also another critical support around 568. SPY closed around that area last Friday. Yesterday, it treated that around that area as a support. So 568, 569.3, 568, and 565 are the three important pivot support levels that I'd be watching, because if those levels fail, then I would favor a drop. I would switch bearish. But if we clear those resistant levels, guys, we are heading up higher. Here's triple Q. It's also trying to gap up to the upside as well. I do have a fib level at 486.5. I do have a resistance level around 485, so those levels must clear, 45 and 46.5. If they do, we are bullish. 488, 490 plus is in play. I do have a gap all the way up at 496.5-ish, so definitely could fill that if we can clear those resistant levels. If it's pullback time, then once again we need to break down support, 483.5 and 482. 482 defended as a support yesterday. That was a critical fib level. So if bears want to switch, want to get a pullback, they're really going to need to break down those two support levels, 43.5 and 482, to trigger puts. NVDA still chopping around, still within this little triangle pattern that I have. That 116 level has been testing a lot. We've had some washes below it, but none of it strong enough to break out resistant level, okay? So I can't fully call a bottom is in unless 118 and 120 clears once again. And once again, as repetitive as this sounds, I need to see 116 and 114 fail on the daily chart. 114.5 and then 113 actually. 114.5 and then 113. Yeah, break down those supports, 116, 114.5, and 113, then I would be bearish. As of right now, we're just consolidating. Just know the levels and be ready to react unbiasedly when the time comes. Tesla, it was a beautiful, beautiful move yesterday for Tesla. I mentioned how we had an inside candle set up here, and the preceding candle's high was around 244. So the idea was to long above 244 or break down those support levels. You guys can see on yesterday's candle, Tesla just broke out resistant levels. It broke out 244 and it just popped. Okay, right now it's gapping up 253.2-ish as of recording this. That means first support that I have is at 252. That is a fib level. Okay, as long as above 252, I would favor more upside. We could definitely head up a lot higher. I would not look to short on Tesla unless 252 and 250 fails as support. All right, guys. I was taking a look at natural gas. Not going to cover it though, but I will say this. Look to long above 267.8 if we could clear. If it rejects, I would look to short 250, 2.58 and 2.45. Those levels fail, definitely look to short. That's a little natural gas for you. That's a little extra. Let's take a look at IWM here. Yeah, IWM is still maintaining last week's breakdown here. Because last Friday, it broke down that fib level around 221.8. Definitely showing a little bit more follow through to the downside, okay? Didn't quite break down at 219.7, but getting close to testing it. Still needs to break that down if it wants more upside, okay? It's attempting to gap up. So if it's a successful one, I would definitely look to long. If 221.8 and 223 clear, still the same old plan. But as of right now, I would stay bearish below 221.8. Bearish follow through at this point would be to break down 219.7. All right, let's take a look at the dog pool levels. We'll take a look for yesterday. And we had a good amount of activity coming in at 569.57 and 569.67. That's to combine, that's over almost 7 billion in premium. So we see that the big money players, even though we're chopping around a little bit in the short term, these big money players feel it's comfortable to start making moves. Now, are they selling? Are they buying? What are their intentions? We don't know, but we know the levels that they are getting in at. Okay, so we use them as support and resistant levels, just like any other levels. We just label it dark pool levels. Okay, so overall, above this level, it's a good chance that we're bullish. But if we're gonna break it down, I have a 569.3-ish level, but that's dark pool level. You guys want to use that instead? We'll look to short if those levels fail. All right, Triple Q's majority of activity came in at 483. Okay, 78% of activity 483. The other 18%, 481.5, all right? Add them to your chart. IWM, 221.3. I have a level at 221.8, so pretty close. That's over 200 million in premium. So big money's getting busy around that level. Tesla, 250, 85% of activity coming in at 250, guys. Stay bullish above it. I wouldn't look to short unless 250 fail. 252 and 250, all right? And NVDA 116.26. That's very close to my 116 level. Once again, even the market makers or whoever these big money players are, they're recognizing around that 116 area. Okay, bullish above it, but it'll have to clear 118 and 120, and bearish below it. All right, guys, so that is my pre-market. Not just kidding, we're gonna do option flow. We're not gonna end this just yet. Okay, let's check out the SPY. Filter for 100K premiums or above. We're going to look for above the ask, out the money, and sweep orders. I want to only see what the aggressive plays are in its overall bearish. 2.9 million into puts, 1.1 million into calls. This is based on yesterday's activity. As far as the calls go, there is some time on it. October 1st, October 4th, 570, 573. So not too out the money. And as far as the puts go, this is already expired. We won't look at that. But we do have a couple. October 11th, 539 strike price. So we still see big money aggressively pouring in lots of money into these puts. All right, they enter around 568, 568.6. So they're down right now. And then there's this call March 31st, 610, guys. They enter around 568.5. 610 strike price for March 31st. They definitely have time. These are all expired puts. Yeah, we're starting to see a good amount of calls coming in for October 18th as well. That's pretty aggressive. But look at this 915, 550 strike price. Those puts. Okay, we had a couple of calls here. And puts for Halloween. So overall, it's not as leaning towards the puts as much because a few of them were expired, but we still see big money pouring in the puts. A lot of big money pouring in the puts. So I mean, we also seen the calls coming in, so there might be a shift coming soon. But I tell you, like I said, will big money really want to pay all these puts? Depends which is more, right? If the puts are more, they might want to screw the bears over, okay? Because more money they have to pay, these people win, right? Okay, triple Q. It's almost like you can use it as something to like do the opposite of, maybe, kind of like what I do with Ron Walker. Anyways, September 30th, 42 strike price. September 24th, that's today, 42 strike price. So we're still seeing some puts, but then there's this call right here, 660 strike price for December 19th. This has got to be a hedge. This is for December 19th for next year. This has to be a hedge. And if it is a hedge, what the hell are they hedging for? Unless they really believe SPY will go that high. I mean, triple Q will go that high by next year. Okay. But yeah, the edge definitely still goes to puts for triple Q. And it's straight up bearish for IWM right now. Now look at this one. 198 strike price, November 15th. This is over 10,000 in size. Okay, you guys notice the other ones, even though they're aggressive, but their size is not that big. This is 10,000 in size, 1.7 million premium. This is a big deal, okay? That's very aggressive. Just keep that in mind, guys. Well, is this something to do the opposite of? I don't know. We shall see. Price action will guide me, but I'm definitely going to keep this in mind that somebody's out there willing to bet 1.7 million to 198 strike prices, and they went balls deep. Holy moly. Okay, did I get Tesla? Tesla is bullish, 15.9 million into calls compared to puts. And you guys see the charts lately. So a lot of these calls are making money because they picked it up yesterday. They definitely made some money. Yeah, a lot of calls for September 27th for later this week. September 27th, one October 18th, a couple October 18th, but majority September 27th. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, guys. NVDA, did I get NVDA? NVDA is bullish as well. The one put they have is for October 4th, 108. Okay, but the rest is almost a million in premium. 125 strike price for December 20th, October 18th, 120 strike price. Okay, you guys can see this stocks for NVDA and stuff is pretty bullish while IWM is bearish. So it's pretty mixed. But hey, we look at it individually, combine it with the price action, we're going to be okay. All right, I hope you guys found value in this video. Definitely consider joining my Discord if you like my content. You'll love my Discord. And thanks for being here. Peace.